back to my channel. So this is my second day of being a YouTuber, I guess, and I know I've usually done like funny videos in the past, but I'm gonna be doing something a little bit more serious. So this idea comes from my cousin, so shout out to you, Anna, who wanted to see a little bit more videos about me talking about how I feel about growing up and just moving on with my life in general. So that's what today's video is going to be about. So I mentioned in my first video that I was going to be a senior and how I thought that was whack, and I still think it's whack. So I just wanted to talk about like I said, like growing up and just moving on with my life in kind of a scary but exciting way. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So if you wanna stick around and listen to me talk about my future, then please stay, grab some popcorn or something. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, so as I said before, I am going to be senior. I have about 9 days left of junior year, and I have a lot of feelings about becoming a senior. Most of them are good because that means I'm gonna be done with high school, which is great because this was one of the hardest and most challenging experiences of my life. Yeah, I know I'm taking 4 AP classes next year, and going from 1 to 4 APs, it's a lot, so I don't know how I'm gonna do with it, but I will. I have to apply to colleges. It's a very stressful process. I'm starting my essays this summer along with working 2 jobs, so I'm going to be very busy. But the earlier I start on them, the earlier I can get them finished, which is really exciting. I'm applying to about 10 colleges, which is crazy because when I was a freshman year, I only thought I was applying to 2. But it's good to expand your mind, expand your horizons, so that way if you apply to 2 and get rejected from both, you are kind of stranded, but when you have 10, you're gonna have something to fall back on. So I'm applying to University of Chicago, which is my top choice, and it is a reach for me because they're really selective, but I know if I really present myself, and if I show that I'm the ideal candidate, I think I have a really good shot of getting in. So yeah, and along with the University of Chicago, I'm applying to University of Wisconsin-Madison, University of San Francisco, all of the Illinois schools like USC, Urbana-Champaign, all of that. And the thing about University of Chicago is that they're test optional, which means that if I feel like my test scores aren't strong enough, I don't have to submit them. So that really gives me the opportunity to sell myself as a person who isn't just relying on their grades, they're relying on their personality and their strengths as a person, as a leader, as a student, you know, and I think that's something I could be really good at. So there's a lot of ideas around the whole college process. Like, I wish it wasn't so selective. Like, I wish you didn't need like a 1600 on the SAT or 36 on the ACT to get into the school that you really want to go to, you know? I wish colleges would just look at the person that you are and use that as their defining factor, you know? In regards to school in general, I'm gonna be, you know, finishing a chapter of my life, you know? When I graduate from 8th grade, I talked about this in my salutatorian speech, how we have to focus on the present and not look on the future, because if you look too much in the future, you'll miss what's happening in the present. And I know I'm talking about my future, which is kind of ironic, but you know, having a good idea of the future is good for the present, because you can work on the goals that you need to achieve your future, you know? So my goals for that is honestly just to do the best that I can. My parents have always told me that as long as you try your best, it's okay. We're proud of you no matter what. And I kind of have been living by that throughout high school. Like, before high school, I didn't really have to try hard because my school was somewhat easy to pass, so I wasn't really challenging myself. But once I got to Northside, I realized that I really needed to step it up if I wanted to do well. So I kind of was challenging myself to do better, And I did freshman year, but then sophomore year came, and I was taking one of the hardest AP classes at my school, US history, and that kind of challenged me to go outside my comfort zone in terms of academics and stuff like that. Yeah, and going from this 1 to 4 APs is me challenging myself and pushing myself to do more that I know I'm capable of. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so like my other goal is to kind of not stress out so much, because I know for me, when I get too stressed, my focuses they become blurred, and I don't really have a clear view of what I need to do. So I just have to stay calm, and if I ever get too stressed, I just have to take deep breaths in and out and listen to music, and then I'm all stressed. My stress is gone. If you guys have any good methods for getting rid of your stress, please let me know, because I will need them. Yeah. And there are so many experiences that I'm looking forward to next year, like the luncheon, prom, graduation, of course. And I'm kind of just looking forward to the feeling of like I've done it. Like I have gone through one of the hardest parts of my life, and I don't need to stress out so much because I've accomplished my goals, you know? I feel like one of the things that I told myself freshman year was that I don't need to be perfect, you know? Like I've struggled with insecurities for a long time, and I feel like I'm realizing more than ever that it is okay. I don't need to be perfect, you know? I can get into a good college without having straight A's. I'm like I said before, I'm really excited for this next chapter of my life because it's a chance for me to grow and see who I can become. I know I'm not a senior yet, but once I am, I can explore what I want with these classes that I'm taking. I'm taking AP Psych, which is what I want to major in, so I can really see if I actually want to do that, and I can kind of get a head start on my development as a young adult, you know? So yeah, those are my feelings about it. Wait, I forgot to mention the scary part. So it is scary because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I have this internal locus of self-control that I believe that I control my own fate, but there are all these other factors that could affect that, you know? Like medical stuff and just like emotional, mental stuff, and I can't really control it, but there's a part of me that really wants to, but I have to accept the fact that I won't always be able to control my future. So that's the scary part. So yeah, like I said, that is my feelings about growing up and just kind of moving on with my life. And if you guys are feeling the same way, please like, comment, and subscribe, because, you know, it would be nice. So thank you so much for listening. I love you and have a great day. Peace out.